So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to figure out how everything's going to fit. From the factory, we have to keep, because we're not replacing the speakers, we're keeping the factory amplifier. So that goes on this mount here. We have to make cutouts here, here, and here for the seat riser kit, because this board assumes that we're not going to have a seat riser kit, which we do have to include on this build. So I got to make cutouts here, as well as we got to include the another factory computer that goes here and another factory computer that goes here. So I'm just trying to make, in my head, I'm doing a vision of where all the wires are going to go and then how they're going to look as clean as possible runs while still keeping everything sort of in its location. If I have to modify it a little bit, that's all right. We've got an air vent that goes here and it sticks out a little farther. So if I need to, I can put this over the air vent, but then I have to put risers on it so it sits out a little farther. I'd rather not have to do that because it's a heavy amp and I don't want to pull it any further off the board than I need to. So I'm just trying to make all my runs make sense right now. And it depends obviously where, you know, every amp is gonna have different locations for everything. So I gotta make, these are gonna have some runs that go down to here, and then these gotta go over to here. And then I got the speaker out for the subwoofers. Those have gotta get run. And just trying to, in my mind, make all the wires as clean as possible, referring to previous jobs that I've done on similar builds so I can sort of get an idea of what I did previously and just make it as nice as possible. Because the cleaner the runs are, A, the easier they are, and B, the better it looks. Just doing some doodles, just doodling.
Doodles?
Yeah, just some doodles. A little something I came up with, you know.
Bless.
Jesus. So, in an ideal world, you keep all your wires on the board as they come off so you can secure them, but I've got to make this cut here for the seat riser. So I think my power wires, as well as all the other wires coming off the bottom of this, I'm probably just going to loop underneath the board, and then we'll have a main harness coming out from here of everything that has to go, other than the two main power wires, which will come straight down. Those go through the cab of the truck and then get secured onto the frame, and the other one goes to the battery. My chuck not big enough.
Stop. What do you mean by that?
That way I get, when I cut up to it, I'll get those nice rounded corners from the drill.
What are you doing, Quentin?
Oh, you know what I'm doing, you know what I'm doing. I've pulled the seats out here, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull this module, and then we're gonna reroute this so it sits over there. Then this is our factory amp, so I gotta pull these two wires right here and get our factory subwoofer signal from them. And then I'll flip this around and put it a little tighter to this vent here, and then our aftermarket amplifier will sit here with our audio controller right there. And then when the sub gets here, hopefully in the next couple days, that'll go underneath the seats. So I will be installing a seat riser kit in just a minute. We got the rack on, we've got this rerouted. So I'm just going ahead and getting all the clips cut off, and I'll get it tied in place in its new location. as well as the factory amp over here. A little tight for space, just wanted to keep it in the factory location, which I was possible to do, just barely. So I did that, got my 2 wires tied in for the LC2I back there nice and tight, run around behind the board, coming out over there, going into our LC2I. We got our other wires here for the LC2I that are gonna get plugged in when I put my power and my ground. For the amp, we gotta run our power wire and our ground wire, which we always run our grounds as much as I could do it. This is a metal frame truck. I could put it on one of the seat brackets. We don't like to do that, especially with a 1500 watt amp on subwoofers. You're just asking for problems. So what we're gonna go ahead and do, get some holes drilled, and I'll get that ground wire going straight down to the frame. So we're gonna have absolutely no issues putting the power to this amp.
Damn, it's got some beef to it. All right, we're here with the piece de resistance, the part we were waiting on for a little bit for old GEENALI. This is the sub box, 1 of 1. Honestly, I saw like one corner picture of it. It looks pretty badass, but obviously it's not gonna be lit up. The picture was lit up, but it should be pretty sick. I'm excited to see special design that's included on it. Let's get a little table or something. Let's shove this thing on top of it. Table does some crazy full 5,000. The guys at Mobile Toys, they go crazy with Gios build. So no one else gonna have none like this, tell you what. So if you look inside on each acrylic panel, it's the same like elevation, whatever thing that they have on all the Ultimates. It's gonna match the outside or the inside trim. Attention to detail, crazy. But this thing lit up, real bright, real loud. Yeah, I'll see if I can show you what I mean. I mean, it's super hard to describe. But yeah, those panels. Each of them. We'll walk over to the truck. So, if you look in all the panels, even the front, you'll see all the same pattern. So it'll all flow. OEM plus. But yeah, thing's ready to go in. Amps and everything all ready right there. Drop that bad boy in and that's it. Yeah, this thing's gonna hit. We haven't had a GM sub box since ever. His last Denali, LG 3. Nope. It's literally his own old personal Denali back in like 2018, 19. It's been a long time. He's had the Ford box, which is custom, the Ram box, which is custom. He hasn't done an old GM in a minute.
Coming out of these vents. That's crazy. That's insane.
Andy knows like 10 CRVs.
Wow.
Did you catch that? He said Andy knows guys with 10 CRVs with systems better than that.
Yo, more like 10.
The system costs twice as much, 3 times as much as the car probably.
You know what's funny? He ain't
No. We got 4 JL10s in here with a JL 1500 watt amp in the back powering it. This thing sounds absolutely incredible. I'm gonna go ahead, get that seat thrown back in and get this truck ready to roll.
So this is my first time driving the truck. It got delivered brand spanking new. It actually got delivered with a broken mirror because the guy that drove it from the dealership, somebody cut him off and hit the mirror, but immediately got torn apart, got the new mirror, built it, and here I am on my first drive. It's got 71 miles on the clock, and that's all miles that they drove from the dealership to the shop. So I need to set up my my GMC account, sign in on vehicle. Ooh, sign in with my mobile app. Let's try that. So there's quite a bit done to this truck. Once I'm done with this, we'll go over it. Connecting Bluetooth now. Did you guys know that you can go in here and change your, oh no, it was connected, no it's not? No, it's connected, okay. You can go in here, no, you have to be connected. Why is it saying I'm not connected? I am connected. There we go, I'm connected. So you have to be connected to Bluetooth. But then you can go in here and change the name. So I'm gonna name this GEENALI. Now your Bluetooth name is GEENALI. How's the sub box? I haven't heard it yet. It's not that loud. It's, I mean, it's 410s loud. I've had 410s in the past, like 4 of my trucks. They all sound the same. This doesn't sound any like better. So anytime you have the same sub box setup, same sub setup, same amp setup, and you go a little bit better, a little bit bigger on the amperage, a little bit bigger on the wattage on the subs, whatever you do, if they're the same size and you have approximately the same size box enclosure, it can only get so much. Like, it's almost such a small difference you can barely notice it. So like, it's been a year since I've had a sub box, and the last one sounded just like this. So it's nothing surprising to me, but it sounds good. All right, so let's go over this thing. First of all, first and foremost, a little bright out here, but you can kind of see it. We got switchback turn signal inside our handles. These are built in-house. They are OEM handles. We CNC the gap for this strip. We make a clear plexiglass lens, and then we put a strip behind it, seal the handle back up, and we wire it through the door harness straight to the mirrors, so that these signal along with our switchbacks also in our mirrors. So this all flows from the headlights to the mirrors to the handles. It all goes together. So when you signal, the truck literally needs to be on. Yep, truck needs to be on. That's crazy. All right, so as you can see, headlights, mirrors. Headlights are awesome because they're sequential from factory. We don't touch those. Mirrors and handles all signaling in amber. Of course, the taillights do not signal amber, those signal red. So cool, we got some custom handles. We got the mirrors, headlights, taillights, and the cab lights all built. So built as in mirrors, taken apart completely. We don't paint these all together. Did that, you'd have a very ugly looking mirror. These are taken completely apart. The lights taken apart, lenses separated. We switch out the LEDs for switchbacks. These are not switchback strips. These are actually switchback diodes that replace the factory diodes. Those factory little LED chips, we just replace those with switchbacks. We paint the factory reflectors, which normally have a light shining through. I don't like the light shining through there. Instead, I have my handles shining light. Headlights opened up, painted white. The clear DRL lens is now frosted so that it kind of uniforms the light. It makes it look nice and clean and uniform. White LEDs, or sorry, not white LEDs, those come white LED, but they're normally an amber lens. We swapped those out with clear lenses so that we have them showing white. And then we left all the chrome because, of course, the whole entire truck is all white and chrome. Cab lights, factory cab lights opened up, and the LEDs are swapped out to white LEDs. And then we painted them all white except for where the LEDs show through. Tail lights and third brake light. Color matched border plus tint. So tint wherever there's LEDs that show light, and anywhere that there's no light shining through, painted white, because there's no point in having that all black when you have a white truck or any other color truck besides black. If it's all tint, there's no point in that. You might as well show some more detail and put some color on the taillights too. It's not like there was any light shining through any of these spots anyways. Same thing with the third brake light. Rest of the truck, all color matched. Fender flares, your mud flaps front and back, because these things have ugly front and back mud flaps. Steps, GMC updated the bottom of the step on the bed to rubber instead of plastic like it used to be in 2019 when they first released the new body style. So now they're rubber, and you can't even buy like if you gave them a 2019 VIN number, which we tried to do, you'll end up getting the rubber ones still because it's the same truck. I just figured, hey, maybe shoot our shot and see if they still have some, you know, plastic ones in stock, but they do not. So we got our rubber ones. You can paint these, but it's very easily chippable. So we could have had that white, but I don't want it looking like crap after 500 miles. So left those black. It's the only piece of black really on the exterior of this truck besides our bed rails and our bed cover, which we'll get to in a second. Steps, factory OEM steps with the LED underneath it. Didn't touch these besides doing the white powder coat on the whole entire step, and then the end caps, since those are plastic, those are painted in white to match the truck. Our front bumper flare and our emblem, that was separated, and normally they're black in the back, so we painted that white so that you don't have that black. Even the small details like that, they all matter. Whole entire front bumper painted. It was white, but the valance and the fog bezels now are white, along with this kept in black. I keep this black because I don't like seeing all the white. We want a little bit of breakup. So I lied, there's a little bit more black than just the steps. There's also this. Tow hooks left chrome. One big thing about this, what was it? Oh, the chrome. Gotta touch base on the chrome. So this is a Denali Ultimate. Denali Ultimates come with Vader chrome. It just so happened that we had a 2024 Denali, regular Denali, Land, which was our last giveaway truck. It was all red, and it had the normal chrome on it. So I had both of these trucks bone stock next to each other. I was like, let's swap them and get the normal chrome on my all white Denali because the Vader chrome wouldn't look good on an all white truck. So we ended up just swapping the Vader chrome over to the red truck and putting the regular chrome on this truck. Grill surround painted white, GMC letters normally red, painted white, hood scoop painted white, as well as the plastic in the back. Rear bumper, full top step pad, all painted and smoothed out white along with the steps. Tailgate handle painted white, completely debadged, no badges on the back. Bed rug, We split it here because you have the 2-piece tailgate, but bed rug, this is a carpet material. It is not an actual rug material that you're used to inside a household. This is a weatherproof material that you can power wash if it gets dirty or you get an oil spill in it. It's very durable, and you can, it's comfy. Like, you could sit back in the back of your truck at a tailgate, at a drive-in movie, whatever it is, and actually be comfortable instead of being on bed liner. Backflip MX4 bed cover. I put these on all of my personal trucks. This is always the cover that I recommend because it doesn't stick up above the truck much, and it's just very smooth looking, as well as it has good functionality. On all my personal trucks, I do 20% tint on the windshield, 5% on the sides. So that's exactly what this is, 5% on the sides and the back, as well as 20% on the windshield, so you can't see in even on the brightest days, unless my sunroof is open because there's no tint on the sunroof. Exterior suspension and wheels and tires. 24x14, I forgot the model. Polished American Force wheels, concaves, which is like negative 114 concave, negative 114 offset, I believe, or maybe it's 130. It's been a while since I've looked at the specs of these wheels, but they are more offset than the regular 24x14s. And on top of that, we also have 2-inch spacers because I really like wide trucks. So it is wide and it's not that tall, so it doesn't really turn. But as you can see, I did a good amount of trimming. No bumper spacer because I don't like when there's a 2-inch gap here. Now on these new trucks, you have this line here, and you also have the line on the fender itself on the body. And if you do a bumper spacer, they're about 2 inches. This line is now going to be in line with this, and it looks like absolute crap. So I would rather trim my bumper a little bit and not make it the SEMA beaver, you know, a huge bumper cut, but just enough to where I can turn enough to drive. Kelderman short stubby caps in the back, because if you had the factory caps like the back there that drop all the way down, you will not be able to turn, and you cannot cut those like nicely at all. Venom 33x14.5 tires. These are all terrains that are super quiet. They ride nice, they balance well. If you talk crap about them, I don't care. They ride good, I like them, I like the way they look. They discontinued Nitto 420S's about 3 years ago, I don't know, but those were my favorite tire. Now this is like my favorite tire. Suspension wise, I could have leveled this truck. I decided not to, because if you level a truck, you're cranking the keys up quite a bit. I need this truck a little bit higher in the front than the rear. I didn't plan on touching the rear, so the rear is stock height. So this is a 4-inch Cognito lift kit. You're going to spend more, about $2,000 more if you do the lift kit. You're gonna have more labor involved in putting it in, but you can have it cranked down all the way to about 3 inches with your leveling keys, with your keys in general, sorry. And you can sit at about the same height as a leveling kit, completely cranked up, with it all the way down on the 4-inch kit, and it'll ride 10 times better. So full Cognito 4-inch lift kit. It has the cross member in the front, the bump stop extensions. We powder coated the torsion bars, we powder coated the sway bar. We have PPE oversized tie rods, powder coated the calipers as well. Ignore this little chip here. What happened was the truck was a little low. I got to repaint this. Our resi clamp was over here and the truck was much lower, so the UCA was like over here, and we must have moved it out of the shop and it probably tapped the resi clamp. Anyways, Cognito plates, powder coated in super chrome, as well as the Cognito plates on the front cross member, which you can barely see because it's only a 4-inch lift, but it's over there. So on a leveling kit from Cognito, you don't get that cross member, so you don't have as much detail on the suspension. All you really get to see when you do a leveling kit is the upper control arms, and if you want to powder coat those a certain color, you could. If you want to powder coat some stock parts like we did, I powder coated my spindles as well as my calipers. So you could powder, you can go as crazy as you want when you do a leveling kit and powder coat the spindles, the UCAs, the lower control arms, sway bar, the torsion bars. You could do all of that. But the Cognito kit has more parts that go on the truck. So when you just powder coat those alone without powder coating any of the stock suspension components, you automatically have more detail than you would if you did a powder coated component leveling kit, which again is just upper control arms, which that's boring. Resi clamps, can't forget about those, and the Show Off 2.0 Resi shocks. These are chrome plated from Show Off. They are beautiful shocks. I didn't want the Fox shocks because they are just basic. So we got the Show Off chrome plated 2.0 Resi shocks with the Show Off clamps and the Show Off top mount Resi mount powder coated white. Coming back a little bit more, we have our Longhorn Fab Shop Pro Rod End traction bars, which do need a quick wipe down. Those are a little dirty. Powder coated all white, along with the front mounts as well as the lower mount below the axles in the back. Show Off shocks in the back, Resis as well. Powder coated factory U-bolts. And then the last thing that we have suspension wise and powder coat wise is our hitch. You can see the calipers a little bit better back here. And then we have our Mag High Tech two-tone powder coated chrome fin and all white backing powder coated Mag High Tech diff cover. Final thing is our sub box. This is from Mobile Toys. We are a dealer for Mobile Toys. We sell them. We'll have them shipped to you. and we'll install them if you're local or you want to ship your truck out to us, and we'll do a phenomenal job installing it. But they do a phenomenal job making sub boxes, and I've been using them for a very long time. This thing is painted inside to match the truck, as well as on all of the acrylic. It has all of that factory design that the Ultimates come with on their interior that you'll see on the door panels, and you'll also see it on the front upper glove box. It also has that design. So they put that on all of the inner plexiglass pieces. You have your upper window, your front window, and again, I'm in the way here, so Zach can't really get shots, but I'm sure you'll put some B-roll in here.
Yeah, they've seen it a little bit already.
So 6 sub box, it was not cheap. No, you cannot have the same one, because I told them, and they do this all the time for me, they build a box specifically for me. If you want a design, tell them to go crazy, pay them whatever you want to pay them, pay us whatever you want to pay us to have them create a box. I don't care if you go to them directly or if you buy through us, but whatever you want to do, you're not getting that same box. You can get the same leather material, but you're not getting the same exact box. You're not getting the same design. You can tell them to go crazier if you want, but you can't go to them and say, I want the same box Gio has. People did that in the past. There ended up being like 5 Rams Cummins that were all white, just like mine, that had the same exact box setup. And I told them, you ever do that again, not buying from you anymore. So I told them go crazy. They went crazy, loved the box, but the last thing I want to see is somebody else with the same exact box. Okay? They do awesome work though. Interior is cool, but it is just an Ultimate, so there's not really much I need to show you besides the box, because everything is just, you know, you can find it on GMC's website. But it is a pretty cool interior. I'm not a huge fan of like farmy looks or like country looking interiors where they're brown and black, but it is cool. It's obviously better than the basic black. I like it. I like it. I can't really complain. Last thing I want to show you guys is the headliner. This was also done in-house. This is not something we buy and then have shipped to us. This is a product that we have completely taken out of the shop, disassembled, and produced in-house. Switches. It also has rock lights. Forgot the rock lights. So the rock lights are on now. It has 24 rock lights total. That's more than we do on most of our trucks, just because when it's nighttime, I want us to be able to see every single bit of this truck glowing. So the rock lights are on right now. We can barely see them. And you can kind of see the suspension's lit up. And it's daytime. But anyways, besides the rock lights, headliner. Again, it's daytime. You won't be able to see it too well. Actually, if you hop in here, you can get a good shot. So the reason that you should go to us for your headliner instead of other people, you can run your finger across the headliner and not feel a single strand of fiber optic. On top of that, they're randomly placed, perfectly placed, whereas you go somewhere else, they don't know what they're doing. Most people just pick up these hobbies, they do it once and they think they're pros. So listen, I'm not being cocky, but I've seen it all, and I'll tell you right now, no one does it like us with the headliners. No one does it like us with the trucks. No one does it like us with the lights in general. If you want a quality build, you will bring your vehicle here. This one just got done, just got wrapped up today. So finally, take it home. If there's any issues, I'll bring it back. Normally when we build a truck for a customer, we like to keep it for about a week so we can put some road time on it, test drive it. If there's any issues, we address them on the spot. This is my first drive with the truck, so we'll see how it goes. It didn't get test driven at all, but I am very excited and happy and content with how it came out. So I don't know if this is going before or after the video, but either way, guys, thanks for watching the vlog. I hope you like my 2024 Denali Ultimate build. This will be my personal truck for the next probably year. And then when a new truck releases from Ram or Ford, Ram and Ford are not exciting me at the moment. So the Denali Ultimate is the best one on the market currently. I'm not a big fan of Ram or Ford. So unless they update their exterior and their interior, I'm sticking with this for a little bit. So again, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Look out for more sick builds. I'm going home.